Hello everyone, Spencer here, also known as Screenspeak, and welcome to the channel. Welcome to my spoiler review for Wednesday, Season 2, Part 2, spoiler review. So without further ado, guys, let's discuss. Alright, so today's video is, like I said, a part 2, a continuation of I did a video last month of my Wednesday season 1, of part 1 of Wednesday season 2, and I had a good time with it, and I had a great time with this part. There's a little, like, ounce of me going, what, I know there's more for them to tell. Nothing left a bad taste in my mouth about this season except a little bit of flavor, and I'll tell you what I mean specifically. So we get, by the way, there's gonna be spoilers here, but just preemptive. Like, I mentioned stuff last season, or I'm gonna give you stuff that happened last season and then like continue. So. Or like the last part of the season. So we get introduced to this new character, Agnes, a redhead girl, and I like that. I mentioned this last time. On screen we have goth girl Jenna Ortega, Enid, who's like a blonde dyed hair, and then a redhead girl named Agnes. And I just like all different hair colors on screen together. It was really, really nice. And Agnes is really kooky, and her character develops here, and I loved it so much that all three of the girls working together are not just attractive, but really well done and written well. But one of the things I miss is that, you know, how Tyler is this villainous character, how Tyler was one of the love interests for Wednesday last season, and Xavier was also one of the love interests last season. And now we get Xavier's gone in this season, and Eugene is very sidelined with Pugsley, and not with Wednesday. His character is like very bizarrely written, like kind of unlikable to be with Pugsley, and then the Siren Girl is used in the dumbest way possible. I know it with Principal Dort, who's played by Steve Buscemi, and he's taken out by Ajax, who he's the Medusa character, and he just turns Principal Dort to stone. And that was my favorite moment in like this final batch of episodes. And then his like relationship with Enid is not really happening because she's in love with Bruno. We don't talk about Bruno, and Bruno's cheating on her with another girl. I was ready to not tune out of the show, to just go like, well, what the hell? Like, this show, like, had, you know, if Xavier was still in the show, season 3 could have Wednesday and Enid have new relationship, have the relationships formed up. You know, I'm all fine with, you know, ending this season with Enid saying, no, I just want to be friends, and then, you know, probably next season have Enid and, Ajax get together, but I don't know now that Enid's stuck in alpha mode. But that's the whole next season. But like the mystery of how to get her not to be an alpha anymore. I'm just going, since this is a show, it's not all about love interest, but that kind of built out love interest last semester of the school season, of the Wednesday school season, last season. I'm just like, what's going on here? What's going on here? But I don't know. I hope that they do something about that, because Xavier was such a good character, and not that they should have, could have, would have recast him, but they. I don't know, because Eugene. Yeah, it brings me back to Eugene. His character, they should have written him off. I did not like Eugene at all this season. It was cool that they had him in there, and Pugsley, yes, have Pugsley there, but have him work with Wednesday or something. I was like, every time we cut back to him and Pugsley and Eugene, I was like, I don't care. I don't care. I love this show, but I don't care about them. I did like, speaking of Pugsley though, I did like how the parents and the family was used more. Grandmama coming in for in this season, being here introduced in this season. So I like that. I like the family. Principal Weems is back in this part, in this half here, being Wednesday's spirit guide. I did like that there were the family involvement and how Morticia could sense that there was another presence in the room with Wednesday, and like, yeah, I sense Principal Weems here or something. So that was funny. I liked that quite a bit. And the second episode, the seventh episode of this, or episode 6, 5, 6, episode 6, the second one of this half, was the body switch episode. It was like the Freaky Friday episode. This was my favorite. Seeing the two Emma Myers and Jenna Ortega play opposite roles was amazing. It was funny. It was spot on. And I ate it up. You know, I watched Freaky Friday. I want to watch Freakier Friday. I watched Freaky Friday with my mom like last month. And I enjoyed it. I like that it's not body horror, but it's body swap, and I like that idea. But here on Wednesday, Freaky Friday is a cheesy movie, and I'm sure Freakier Friday is, but I want to check it out. But this, in the presence of a freaky, kooky Addams Family Wednesday, the Wednesday vibe of this show, the monsters stuff, the outcasts that they are, and them switching bodies, it was even this is a way better version of Freaky Friday. Because I'm not saying Freaky Friday is a bad movie. But since you don't get, like, the teenage girl... Yes, they are teen girls. But since they're outcasts in this Addams Family environment, it made for an even better aspect of a body swap that I was eating it up. And for their personalities, for Wednesday to go, like, ah, you know, it's crazy. And then Enid just to stare you down like, oh, I am super clammy. My body is super clammy right now. It was so good. It was so good, and I ate it up. My favorite episode, and when they're interacting with the different parents, well, I guess Enid doesn't have parents. When Enid's interacting with, like, Enid Wednesday is working with her mom, or, like, Jenna Wednesday Enid gets super confusing. When, you know, the Wednesday body, when they body swapped, is with the mom, Morticia, and she's like, you're not my daughter. Something's strange about you. So that was funny. And I like that quite a bit. So then we get into the main finale, the main juice of this remainder. And by the way, another thing that drove me nuts about this, like, season as a whole, we got this weird reveal at the end of the first half that Heather Matarazzo's character, who's not Dustin's mom from Stranger Things, it's another Heather Matarazzo. It's crazy that there's two Heather Matarazzos out there that's working at Netflix. That Dustin's mom is Heather Matarazzo. Crazy. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll let you know in the comments. So, her character was the Raven, or the Avian, who was dispersing all the ravens. It's like, oh yeah! Yeah, she dies. The zombie slurp eats her. But she was revealed to be like, yeah, I'm part of this crew, or this behind the scenes, pulling the strings behind the curtain, and then, like, Slurp eats her in the second half. It's like, so, what was the big reveal there? I didn't quite get it. And Christina Ricci dies at the end of the last half, so then, you know, Tyler's wondering who his master is, and the person that Wednesday lets out is Tyler's mom. And she's a Hyde, too. So that was cool to get, like, double Hydes, double monsters, looking like Plants vs. Zombies. And then Slurp is revealed, the zombie that Pugsley lets out, the Clockwork Heart, kind of like the Tin Man or Iron Man, whatever you want to say, is the brother of Tyler's mom. So the uncle of Tyler. I don't have an issue with that. It's cool. We get some creatures. And his name is not Slurp. It's Isaac Knight. Well, that's Slurp is because Pugsley named him that, but his name is actually Isaac Knight. And then we find out that because Gomez Addams killed him when he was trying to, like, put this experiment on Gomez, that his wife or his sister chopped off Isaac Knight's hand. And who is that hand? It's none other than Thing. Thing, that the hand also crawls around. And what a crazy twist that the letters go from Thing to Knight in the name Isaac Knight. And I was like, that's crazy, some Addams Family Thing lore. Because we never had Thing lore in the movies or whatever. But I was like, holy crap. Holy crap. Excuse me. It's a cool villain. It's a cool villain, not Thing, but Thing gets redeemed, he comes back. I was like, it's a cool, like, slur coming back, like having some past memories from Gomez Addams, like the Gomez and Morticia Addams going to school there, and I like that. I like that there's double hides, and then the mom dies when Tyler and the mom are fighting as hide forms. The mom dies, so Isaac Knight is dead, and you know. And now we have, like, Billie Piper. By the way, Billie Piper was in this season, who's the doctor. The new doctor, and I don't know how... I don't like that she's a new doctor, but... she's in this season. She does a great American accent, and now she's talking with Tyler, like... Oh, yeah, she says her father was a Hyde, but she's part werewolf, so she's, like, half Hyde, half werewolf. We're going to learn more about her character next season. We're going to have to learn about how Enid can... She's stuck in alpha wolf form, so she can get out. And then Aunt Ophelia is trapped in the basement at Grandmama's house. Like, what's next season? Like, Tyler's still out there, but is he really bad? Is he just misunderstood? Who's his master now that his mom's dead? I like the finale of this season. I just was disappointed that Xavier was gone from this season. Agnes was a great addition. The three girls are great to see together, and I love their attractiveness. But it's like... Not that I don't want to see more, I just want to know how this show's going to finish. But, not only do I want to know how the show's going to finish, I don't think we're going to have to wait 3 years again, because I completely forgot. I was like, why did this show take 3 years to get made? Because there's the writer's strike. So I don't think we're going to have to wait as long for this show, for Severance, because it took 3 years to get Severance as well. I watched Severance, guys. Watch Severance. It's so good. And so now, like, the remaining shows that Netflix has to offer... Since Squid Game is done, Umbrella Academy is done, Stranger Things is finishing up this year, Outer Banks is finished. This show and One Piece are going to be Netflix's priorities. So, I haven't checked out One Piece, the live action yet. I've heard it's pretty good. I'm not big into anime, but I've seen some cool visuals and cool stuff about the One Piece live action. But Wednesday season 2. So I didn't get my full rating at the end of last season, or at the end of my last video, because it was just the first half. So I'm going to say this season is just a 7 out of 10 for me. 7 out of 10. I don't do Letterboxd, so I'm just going to say 7 out of 10, middle of the road. It would be higher for me if, like, everything else, you know, 7 out of 10, I'm still going to keep it there. It would be higher, though, if Eugene and finally, I was like, finally, Wednesday and Eugene have a scene together. But it was so done. It was so, like, it's like, yeah, what are these butterflies? I don't know. Go find your master. It's like, what is this scene? I don't know. It wasn't like a, hey, Wednesday, how you doing? Want to help out? Sure, let's go. It was just like, what are these butterflies? I don't know. Go find your master. All right, peace out. What was that? So, I don't know. Very strange scene. If Eugene was used better, if Pugsley wasn't a douche, like, he was just a dorky I like Pugsley with the Addams Family, but his stuff at the school was stupid. And then, what was the other thing I said? Xavier and the cast was better. I like the cast. I meant, like, the gang, like... Oh, yeah, and Christopher Lloyd got eaten by Slurp. Very sad, so... That's all I have to say on that one. Don't forget to leave a like. Let me know what you thought of Wednesday, the full season of Season 2. And don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, follow me, stay tuned on what I got coming up later this fall and remainder of the year. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, follow me. Don't have to keep calm, watch the screen. Peace out, everyone. Bye.